Okay, I'm giving you quite a few different lighting choices here, shape choices. We could have made this whole thing by now easily, but I want to familiarize you with a lot of tools because these tools are going to come in frequently with the video production. So we added that subtle red layer there. I'm going to show you how to do that a different way, a similar effect but a little bit different. We're going to go back to our pen tool again. Artist is going to use his pen. I certainly am no means an artist, but hopefully you are becoming adept at it. So once again, I'm going to hold my shift key to get a level spot here. Start out again, a little bit lower. Hold my shift key. Then I'm going to go ahead and then just, this is going to be extra area out here. Use my convert point tool. I'll come over here and just kind of give this a nice even kind of light spread shape to it. And then what we're going to do now, we're going to make that a path. I'm not going to worry about that stuff out on the edge over here. Make sure I have this on a new layer. So I'm going to create a new layer so I can save that work there. I'm going to go edit, fill, and for color on this one, I'm going to fill it with white, solid white. Okay. Now what we're going to do, we're going to come over here again to the layer opacity. I'm going to drop that down a little bit so you kind of get the effect of what that does, changing the opacity. You can take it from very subtle to very powerful. We're going to do a little bit more than just the light on this though. Once you click on that layer, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add a stroke to it, not a black stroke. That's the default. We're going to click on that. We're going to make that nice white color. Hit OK, and then we're going to take that size of that stroke all the way down. So it's just a thin white line. You can play with some of the blending modes. The dissolve modes look pretty nice, but I'm going to keep it simple. And I'm going to go into inner glow. We're going to add an inner glow, and notice how immediately that added a little color to it. I'm going to pull this color out and go with a straight white though, because I don't want to introduce a different range of colors to it that will impact us later with some of our effects. Now with this, you see we have the ability to kind of play with the size and the choke a little bit. So if you want the lighting to be a little bit more subtle, but that helps take that line that we put in there, that gives it a point to where the light kind of is dispersing from. And then you can also drop the opacity on this a little bit, make it a little bit stronger, a little bit more subtle. Find, again, where you like it, hit OK, come back down here, and then just play with your opacity there. If after you drop the opacity here, you find that stroke and that glow is a little much, you can go back up to the glow and you can drop the opacity on it a little bit. Another feature some people will throw in here is they'll throw in a drop shadow, but they'll shadow it towards the top. I don't particularly think that works with this logo, but I just want you to know that that is an option you can use when you're creating backgrounds and other things, because this has a lot of adverse effects on other things as well, including the angle, which was just changed. So I'm going to hit cancel on that. So our angles will stay the way they were. Now here's a pretty cool little trick for right now. We have a lot of excess white out there we don't need. I'm going to drop the opacity on that a little bit more. There's a lot of excess white out there that you don't need. The quickest way to get rid of it, I'm going to go back to my logo base. And again, if we were to turn this off, turn everything off, we would see just the logo. I'm going to grab my magnetic lasso tool, select everything that way, but then I'm going to go up to the layer, I'm going to turn everything back on. I'm going to go up to the layer that I want to do some erasing on, which right now is this layer. So if I have that layer selected and I hit delete, notice how it got rid of all the stuff that I don't need. So now my shape is this nice, shining, glowing red. This with the white background gone, I can go ahead and I can work on that layer a little bit more, getting just the right amount of tint I want. the stroke. Drop the opacity on that stroke a little bit. Opacity on the inner glow a little bit. A little bit more subtle. And you just play around so you get the color you want. That's some of the things we're going to add in a little bit later. But now you'll see you have two choices there. And some people would say it even works better with that on there. So you have that. There's our normal. There's with that kind of subtle red glow within. And this is a little bit stronger, a little bit wider glow. Stay with what I want to work with. I'm going to stay with this, and I'm actually going to add a few other colors on top of this later.